what exactly is yoga? How old is yoga? How old is yoga? Right.
So it has been actually carved on the stones.
Was it
Yoga's journey started very early on when I was very young, maybe 8, maybe or 9.
8?
I can't even remember.
The twisted version of yoga, I heard these days people do yoga with dogs, their pets, and they call it doga.
Yes.
Indian astronaut Rakesh Sharma. He was doing yoga in space.
Imagine.
To negate the effect of microgravity. And in his spacesuit.
Get it below your navel. Take a breath in. Breathe out and go forward. So you are really pressing it. It will start producing the natural insulin. And you keep breathing.
This is the way to create natural insulin. And you can do it anytime.
You want to keep your mind peace. You can keep your hand there. Eyes softly closed. And we can do 3 breaths. First of all, you interlace your fingers. Okay. And then start stretching from your waist upwards. Like this. So that you are stretching and lengthening every bit of your fold in your body.
Welcome to the second episode of Rollover Show. Our guest today is Manjulika Singh. She is an expert yoga guru. She is also a regular radio jockey. She does a lot of charity work, community work, social work. Everybody knows who Manjulika Singh is in Scotland. And welcome to the show, ma'am. Thank you very much for joining us. We are honored to have you here.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's my pleasure to be here.
How are you today?
I'm good. Why? There is your show called Rollover Show. Why?
I know that the new businesses are space business, artificial intelligence, and podcast is the new type of business, new age business. So I wanted to start something. I personally watch a lot of podcasts. And I was looking for a name. For successful companies. And what reflected me was that any company which starts with ROL is a multi-billion pound company.
Wow.
Like Rolls-Royce or Rolex.
You're right.
Or Roll-A-Pen.
Yes.
So anything with ROL, I've seen they do very well. That's why I stuck with this name, Rollover Show. Also, I know that a lot of professional people like doctors and CEOs, they have to do long drive.
Yes.
And they listen to podcasts while rolling in their car. So that's why they Rollover Show. Also, a lot of CEOs have sleep trouble. And usually they watch or listen to podcasts and roll over and go to sleep.
That's very true. Yeah. Said it very, so it's very, I think you have chosen the name so correctly and beautifully. I love the name.
Thank you so much. Tell me about yourself. How did you get into yoga? Was it
yoga's journey started very early on when I was very young. I was actually quite young, maybe 8, maybe or 9.
8?
I can't even remember, but maybe even younger.
That's why you still look so young if you started so early. Very good.
Very kind of you. So what happened where we used to live, there was a lady across our house, I still remember, in Delhi. And I used to think why she looks younger and younger each day because she has so much older children.
And how old was she?
Her children must be quite 20s or 30s.
So she must be 40s at least.
Minimum, 40s or something.
And she still looked young.
Why she looks so young? What's the reason behind it? So I checked with her one day. Auntie, how do you look so young? So young. She said, I go to yoga every day. I said, wow. Yoga, what's yoga? And then similar time, my dad used to actually go to yoga in the mornings, early morning, 4 o'clock in the morning in Delhi, in the ashram, which was Dhirendra Brahmachari's ashram.
Was he an expert? Was he some kind of expert?
He was total expert. He was a guru for actually Indira Gandhi, Mrs. Indira Gandhi.
Wow.
She was a prime minister.
And we know how beautiful she looked.
Yes.
Wow.
from India. She was a very, very famous Prime Minister
There's
of India,
a fun
very
fact
powerful.
There's a fun fact for you. She learned from the same guru who was trainer
Yes.
for the Prime Minister.
Yes.
That's very nice.
So we used to wake up early morning, 4 o'clock, to go there. So, and go there, attend there, and then my dad used to go after return. Go to the office.
So you learned from
So my seeds were sown that time of yoga seeds.
8 years old.
Yes, and combination of that, talking to our neighbor and starting yoga, and that was the seeds were sown beautifully from that time. But yoga can be started at any age, so it doesn't have to be young.
I don't know anything about yoga. The only thing I know is the Alom Vilom thing, whatever I've seen in TVs or whatever.
Alternative nostril breathing, yeah.
I've been personally training, weight training for 7-8 years. I realized that I have no flexibility. And slowly when you age, you realize you cannot gym all the time. You need some form of flexibility. So that pushed me towards yoga. So I've just started to learn about things. Can you explain people who are new to yoga, the 101s and basics of yoga? What exactly is yoga? How old is yoga? How old is yoga?
Yoga is actually more than 5,000 years old.
5,000 years.
Patanjali, the great guru, he actually has mentioned in Patanjali Yoga Sutras that it started from there.
Right.
So it has been actually carved on the stones, ancient stones, the yoga postures and all that. And it was a proper book was written by him for the first time, Yoga Sutras then. That time.
Was it in
So
Nalanda
slowly.
Was it in Nalanda University? Or
I
something?
don't think so. It was in Nalanda University, but it was their ancient. It's, I think, probably older than that, maybe.
Yeah.
And so then it has been going like a guru parampara, means it's a lineage of gurus going from one to other teachings. So in that way, it has been gone for centuries.
Okay,
So-
I would rewind yourself back to your 8-year-old journey, and then what happened?
Right,
Tell
what-
us about your journey further ahead till you
Yes.
ended up in Glasgow.
Right.
It's quite
that-
interesting. I've heard about it, but viewers should know as well.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's then you will. It's a long journey, and
You got married at 16. Yeah?
oh yes,
And then when,
Yes.
and then what happened?
So I got married at 16, and that's again a very interesting story because there was no intention of getting married that time, and it just meant to be. I think my future husband to be was visiting Delhi. He just came to visit my family, and here next morning he asked my dad if he can marry me, and
You were
that was
16-year-old.
out of blue. Yes, out of blue. So
He's a doctor. Yeah.
he was a doctor that time, and I was just did my high school, just 11th class that time. I was studying then, and that was a month of April 1972. And my father came and checked, as it happens, and our families, would you like to get married? But it wasn't like any forced or anything. It was arranged marriage. Arrangement is done by parents, yes.
It's called, it's called family Tinder now.
Yes, yes. That's a good word. Yes, because I think in the end of the day, it's parents who pay the bill, isn't it, for that? So it's just... my father checked, would you like to marry this person who is asking you to your hand? And my only answer was, it's up to you, because we always respected our elderly, our parents. And we said, okay, if you think that is right, I'm fine with that.
So you went to Iran after that, then America, and then ended up in Glasgow. Which year was that when you came to Glasgow?
We were came, I think, between 81 or 82, something like that, in between that time. I think it was late 81, maybe July or August, something like that. So my journey was here. We were in Highlands. And Highlands, that was my husband's job, took us here.
Were people aware about yoga at that time in Scotland?
They were aware, but I think only in cities.
Okay.
Not in Highlands or
Not
villages.
so much awareness.
No.
Not so
That's
much as now.
Not at all. It's not only that, they have never seen an Asian person in their life.
Okay.
So we were the only family who came to the village, and they have never seen any Asian person, not even on television that time.
Fast forward now. Fast forward now. If you look up Spotify, there are so many podcasts done by Western people.
Yeah.
But very little Indian people doing podcasts about yoga on Spotify.
Yes.
And you'll see only Western people doing podcasts on yoga on Spotify. It's like we teaching wine tasting to an Italian guy.
That's true.
that's
That's
not
true.
right.
That's true. Because I think yoga is such a fascinating thing that Western world has taken it to their heart. And because they have found out that Eastern actually culture and Eastern spirituality, which is lacking, is providing all those holistic practice to them. So that's why they are so much attracted to yoga, that so many people are going and learning to teach yoga and learning themselves. This is the reason we have more teachers here of local people than people from abroad. That's the reason.
But then there are twisted version of yoga. I heard these days people do yoga with dogs, their pets, and they call it doga.
Yes. But I think that's little bit, I think probably I would not, as long as they keep authentic to yoga, that is very important, essential part of it. And yoga is actually, when we talk about yoga, it's the three things we must focus on.
Yeah, that's the thing I wanted you to explain to the audience.
Very,
the
very
basics,
important.
101 of yoga.
Yeah. Basic is when we are thinking of yoga in any class or anywhere, we should be looking into definitely asanas. If somebody is teaching asanas,
that's the position.
Physical exercises.
Okay, physical part of it.
Because physical exercises prepares you.
Okay.
And with breath.
Okay.
Doing physical, like when you have gone to the gym, you are not thinking about the breath. You are just only weightlifting.
Can I ask you something? I've read that every human being is given certain amount of breath for their life. Is that true?
Yeah.
So if you breathe deeper, you live longer.
Yes.
So everybody is prescribed the number of breaths. That's true.
Half of the time, what we do is very shallow breathing, fast breathing,
especially smokers.
breathing. And this is the problem. I think breath is essential for our well-being. And we forget about breath. When we are born, first thing we do is breath. Then we recognize child is born and child is crying. When we are no longer there, we take our last breath. So breath is very important. And in between the first breath and the last breath is our life. So which we forget about.
Okay.
That breath is so important. Breath is the thing which brings prana, is the life force energy, which nourishes not only our whole body, all the cells, all the nervous system, all the glands, all the muscles. Our mind is actually half of the time starved without any prana and without any breath. So breath is essential.
So you have the breathing part of it, and then the physical part of it.
Asanas. Breathing is pranayams, called pranayams. And then there is meditation, which is very, very important for our well-being.
Most of people find boring, I guess.
I think meditation is just, we think it's boring. Once you are in it, it's sometimes quite difficult that people coming out of it. That's why you have to be really careful in being monitored yourself, especially in this day and age. As best thing is you have a timer or something, because once you start reaping the benefits of breath and meditation, you want to do it. That's the important bit, because it really, really helps you to calm your mind. Because as we know, our mind is a monkey mind, and it jumps from one thing to other things. It's nearly more than 70,000 actually thoughts are coming all the time into our head, constantly. Even if you have a best computer in the world, that will crash, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how can our brain can cope with that? isn't it? If we are having all that
So
information
sometimes you have to go to
all the time.
hibernation mode. Or
But how can you go in hibernation mode? Your mind is still active, isn't it? That's why meditation is important. You
Okay.
can't. When your mind is active, body is tired, you can't go to bed.
okay.
So that's really important that we bring meditation to our life.
All right.
So all three things. And it's not, I mean, you can even do, every day you can practice maybe 15 minutes and it still is good for you. And the best part of yoga is that you are not relying on any equipment.
Okay.
Your body is enough to deal with it. You can do things beautifully with your own body. Just imagine if you are holding your arms stretched out at shoulder level for 5 minutes. Can you do it? For 1 minute, yes. But when you are leaving it for 5 minutes,
No, it's difficult.
yeah. So why? Because our
No matter how much
arms,
gym you have done. No.
arms weight is enough for us to carry. So that's our weight. If you really try it and see it. And similar thing is, so you don't need weight, but if you want to do a weightlifting, it's fine, as long as we are practicing yoga. So this is one example of our body is enough for looking after ourselves. Body is amazing. It has everything. It repairs, heals itself.
What do you recommend to people like in 40s and 50s? Do they switch completely to yoga, or they should do some weight training along with some kind of yoga flexibility?
I think I would say yoga is important first. Because once you do yoga, that will give you strength in your mind and body
Okay.
to do other things.
Okay.
That's the important thing. Because sometimes when we want to go to gym, you'll go a few days, you'll pay a very big fee for going to gyms and all those things, paying to the I would say
Personal trainers.
Yes, personal trainers, and then you get fed up and bored very quickly, and you need stimulant. I think, or unless somebody's doing it with you, that's different because they are encouraging you. And then again, you're doing upper body more than the whole body. Yoga is a holistic practice.
Okay.
It does for whole body. Nothing is being missed out. It's not only outside of your body looking good, you're looking good from inside too, because it's work from inside out and outside in. So when we are doing gym work, it's mainly we'll be doing upper body and legs maybe. And what happens to your internal organs, your heart, your intestines, your muscles, your tendons, your fascias, all these things are also there. There are gases in the body which gets very stale and stagnatic inside our body. So it helps in when we are chanting, it helps quieten our mind. It shifts all those things away. It's not like static. Our body fluids inside our body. It's not only muscles and fascias and tendons. We have fluids in the body too. And that's the most important thing which we forget. That is other than blood also.
Okay.
So it's really, really important.
Like tears.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you cry alone?
No.
No. Okay.
I think crying is not bad. It doesn't harm. It is good thing to remove emotions if you have any. I'm not against crying.
The thing about tears is it's a bit like potty. It has to come out.
Yeah.
You can't hold it in.
I think it's a natural emotion.
Yeah, it has to come out.
That's a natural, and it's nothing being, I would say, is macho or anything of not crying.
Okay.
So it's okay. Crying is fine. And as long as you're not getting upset and loneliness, I think that's a little bit, you have to be careful
Especially
about.
for men, it's a taboo to cry. Men are not supposed to cry. But
This is what I'm saying. It's nothing macho about it. It's a human. And human beings are all same, men or a woman. It doesn't matter. We all are humans. Emotions are same.
Probably men cannot cry in public, but yes, obviously men should try crying in their personal space to remove the liquid, as you see. Yeah.
Yes. So I think it's no harm, I would say.
Tell me one thing: is there any yoga position, are yoga positions designed for a particular disease? For example, do you have any special position for diabetes or kidney problems or liver problems? Are they focused on to some kind of disease? Because I know somebody who has removed his diabetes by yoga alone.
Yes. First of all, when we are practicing yoga, the main thing is that it's, as I said, it's a holistic practice. It will do your mind very good. It's a calmness, peacefulness, and clear head is very important. Once we have a clear head, we start thinking about ourselves and more looking inward. What makes you happy? What makes you better? Not the material things of life. When we have anything material things in life, we have that. For a short term, we are happy. Mm-hmm. And after that, we are not happy. We want more because that becomes a fix then. But internal happiness, which comes from within, when we control all the senses, and diabetes, unless it is really hereditary, and that also you can look after. But the main thing is most of the time it is type 2 diabetes, so which can be controlled by your clear thinking, calmness, being relaxed. And when you are relaxed, calm, thoughtful, you will be stress-free. Half of our disease are actually due to stress.
Do you know somebody who has reversed his diabetes?
Oh, yes. The thing, there are asanas for diabetes, but important thing is not to stop taking your medication unless your doctor tells you to stop. Doctor will tell you, once they will see the symptoms and signs and your readings are correct, blood samples are correct, then they will reduce themselves the medication. But I think you can do it. So there is one asana. If you can do it, is thumb inside.
Okay.
Rest of the fingers N, and with your navel S. So you stand upright, get it below your navel. Take a breath in. Breathe out and go forward. So you are really pressing it. It will start producing the natural insulin. And you keep breathing.
This is the way to create natural insulin. And you can do it anytime. Traffic signals.
Always.
Watching movies.
Best is not having any yoga practice. You should not be having any meals at least 2 hours earlier. So no empty stomach for 2 hours minimum.
Before doing yoga?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's a discipline, very important. And afterwards, you can eat it. And even the water should not be consumed half an hour before or after.
Okay.
So I see always people are on the drips of the water all the time.
Because our subcontinent people have diabetes problem. Pakistan, Bangladesh, India.
Yes.
And they should follow this easy practice.
This is so easy. And you can do it at home while watching the television.
Yeah.
So it's so simple. You can sit down on the floor and do it. You can sit on the chair like we are sitting now.
You can do it in the traffic signal while driving the office.
Yes. So you can, even if this is difficult and driving, just below the navel, put your left hand below your belly button, right on the top, and just go forward.
While
and
exhaling.
keep looking the road though.
While exhaling.
Yes.
Okay.
Inhale first, exhale. While exhalation is there, keep it in and press and go forward.
Okay.
Yes. So this is just one really simple asana to do it for
Do you have any
diabetes.
simple exercise for eye?
Eyes. Eyes is very, very simple and very effective again. What we can do is, while we are waiting for the traffic lights, yes, you can look forward first. Without moving your head, you can look right, as far right as possible.
Okay.
Look forward. Look as far left as possible.
Like creating a pilot view. Okay.
Look forward. Look up as high as you can. Look forward. Look down at tip of your nose. And look forward. You can do top right.
Diagonal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bottom left. Top left. Bottom right. Look forward. So these are simple. And they are really, all the muscles are around our eyes.
Okay.
They are being active and it's so wonderful. One more you can do is very good one is,
But you shouldn't be doing randomly in front of public. They might think that you've gone mad or something. Maybe only people who know what you're doing.
exactly. One more we can try at home when you are really free. And it's quite nice to make a discipline again to do it. It's quite nice, actually. If you can have a candle in front of you, sitting in same it should be aligned with your actually head, if you're like keeping on the table, and stare at that flame. Keep staring like this in one go. Keep watching. And you will see the changes in the flame.
Okay.
So you'll see. And try to find out yourself, what do you see in that flame?
Okay.
After a while, it's called tratak. After a while, your eyes will start burning, watery, and tired.
Okay.
If you can't have a candle, you can do without it also. Stare at one place. Keep staring, keep staring, keep staring.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Ravi Shankar does that with start of any meditation or something.
Okay.
Yeah, he says look at a point
Yes.
1.5 foot away and then starts with that.
And then what happens, after a while, what happens is eyes are really, really burning and watery, and you start actually having tears in your eyes. If your tears are not coming out of your eyes, that means your eyes are really dry. And it's very common in these countries because there's so much heat. Heating system is there, and we are living in pollution and all those things.
Lots
so
of
we
blue
need
screen,
artificial tears.
iPads,
Yes.
phones.
Staring at you're right, or computers and doing the computer job. So this is a very good asana for the eyes. And
Okay.
simple, very nice.
Just look at a candle flame.
Yeah, that will be nice. Or without it if you can't have it, or for
stare at
some
a point.
circumstances you can't use it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite asana?
I like all of them, to be honest. I enjoy
No, I mean,
yoga.
they must be.
I'm passionate about yoga.
I know you're very passionate, but even I'm passionate about fitness, but gym training. But I hate push-ups.
Is it?
Yeah, I hate push-ups. I do everything except I just hate push-ups.
Why don't you do plank then? Plank
I
is
do,
quite
I
good.
do plank. I do
Plank is good.
I
Keep
do
your
plank.
core in, and that's quite
So that's
powerful,
why
quite dynamic.
Everybody has a favorite asana. So what's your
I
favorite?
like Surya Namaskar.
Surya Namaskar.
It's a sun salutation because it's a whole body workout again. In one asana, we are doing 12 asanas.
Surya Namaskar.
Yes, Surya Namaskar it's called.
What does it do for you?
It's a whole holistic asana. In one go, it is working inside out, outside in for the whole body.
Okay.
And you will not find any other asana which can do everything.
Okay.
So it's a breath,
So it's a
everything
full
is
full
involved.
body thing.
Full body. And
That's the one where you stretch up and
Yes.
try to touch your knees or
Yes,
feet.
go
toes.
down and then go back and then come forward. So we do 12 asanas in that, which is a really lovely asana to
How
do
many
it.
asanas are there?
There are, don't even ask, there are 84 lakh. How can you say?
84.
Lakh asanas.
840,000.
Yes.
My God.
So, but why there are that many is all the species in the world are that many. That's what is said in the Patanjali. But we only practice 84 mainly, but in normal classes, maximum 37. Like when we go to other classes, it might be only 8 asanas because it's not possible to have that many asanas in 1 hour.
Okay.
And people have no time, unfortunately. And the main thing is they're all depicted with the nature, which is so beautiful, like butterfly asana, which
Okay.
is so wonderful, opening your groin, opening your hip, making you happy, wonderful, stretching your spine. So it's wonderful asana, simple and good asana. It's called butterfly asana. And titli asana in Hindi or Sanskrit. And like we say about down dog, so it's like a dog asana. So all these are based mostly with nature.
Okay.
So sun salutation is based on nature because sun is so important for our well-being. If there is no sun, we cannot live in this world. So we say thank you
We are all
to sun.
we are all solar powered.
Yes. So we say thank you. That's an opportunity early morning to see the sun, say thank you because we share the planet with the nature. On top of that, sun never says, I'm not going to shine on you, or any country. It is still there. We might not be able to see it sometimes because of the clouds, but sun is always there. So it's spreading the goodness to the world.
Okay.
So that is quite nice philosophy from yoga.
What do you think about the hot yoga centers which we have all over the place? Is that for real or something which has been improvised? Is that really historical?
No, it's not
No.
historical, but I would say is...
The big Bikram yoga, hot yoga and all that.
I know. And
Yeah.
now it's called hot yoga.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I will let people decide that what they want to do. As long as they are looking after their body is important. And because... and they will find what is best for them. There are so many varieties of yogas nowadays. I practice Hatha Yoga, classical yoga, which derives all these yoga. I think I would say people have chosen, but as I said, some asanas and kept their names of those are like Hatha asana is the best because it's a holistic and every asana is there in it. Not only asana, like meditation and pranayama is there.
Is there a particular diet you need to follow while doing yoga as a regular thing?
I would say is yoga will change your diet.
Yeah?
Other way around.
Yes?
Yes, definitely,
Like how?
100%.
Please explain.
It works with your mind and your actually body, and you feel good. You don't want to eat rubbish for a start because your mind becomes stronger. We become strong. We build up our character with that yoga. So
Are you a vegetarian?
I'm vegetarian, but yoga doesn't tell you to be vegetarian or non-vegetarian.
Okay.
I personally, I feel being balanced person is very important.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to deprive ourselves of anything, but as long as everything is in proportion, and that's what matters.
So does your proportion increases or decreases while you're doing yoga as a regular?
Yoga is such a wonderful. It balances your body. So if you are really very lean and thin, it will make your proportions right. You'll start eating better.
Wow.
Or good. If you are really not in good shape, or you have little bit
Fat.
of obesity is there or something, it will really work wonderful because you will not eat everything and anything. You can control yourself because
It's like
you won't
a
be
water level
hungry.
thing. It brings the balance.
Exactly.
If this much, it'll come down to the sea level.
So that's why it's very important. Yoga actually does is it makes your mind strong, clear, balanced, no worries in the world. And you take everything in your stride, you'll be a very powerful person.
Okay.
So once you start practicing yoga. So I think that's important.
What would you recommend somebody who is totally new to yoga? What should he do? How should he start? What asana or meditation? What's the ground level he should start with?
I think first of all, you have to go and attend few classes, various classes.
Okay.
Just
and you run those classes?
I run classes.
Do you run all over Scotland or England or UK?
No.
Just Glasgow?
Yes.
Okay, you don't travel?
No.
Okay.
So I think the main thing is, first of all, look around your area where you're living, where you're based, because it's really important. More chances of you are going to those classes than traveling too far away.
Yeah.
So important thing is look around in your area, what is there. Go attend few classes, see which one do you prefer.
Okay.
Because that is very important. What suits you? Timing, person, one-to-one, what kind of person that person is.
Do you recommend online classes?
Again, I think it has its place, but I wouldn't say for the first time you should be doing online. Once you know about yoga, you have done all those asanas, then it's fine. Because then you know what is right and what is wrong. Because if you are doing online, the person can't adjust you. Or person can't tell you you're not doing right.
Yeah.
So that's a danger in it.
And then you have technology, different problems and stuff.
Yes, I think sometimes these type of practices are always nice when you are in person because the vibes of the guru or a person who is a teacher is different than the energy which you give to your students is different than online.
It's always face-to-face is always better.
Yes. I would recommend that try a few classes, see which one suits you, what is in your area, and then decide, and please go. And that's the important. Once you start going, and make sure that person who is teaching these classes are doing all three things, doing asanas, pranayams, and meditation, all three classes. If they are not providing any of the three things, you can either check or you can ask who can do it around you, at least for meditation. So you can do pranayam and asanas there and meditation somewhere else. But it's better if it is in one class, everything.
So you recommend starting with a face-to-face?
Definitely. Yes, because you are not, it is a very deep and very huge subject for a start. And it takes your emotions, it takes your body, it takes your mind. And sometimes it's really, really not even good if sometimes you go into the emotional phase because of some pranayams are like that. Then there's nobody there to help you, guide you what to do. So you're left alone in the house. If you have got injured while doing that, the person can't help you. So it's really important.
Do you need some kit for doing yoga?
That's the beauty of yoga. Only you don't need anything for yoga.
Yoga mat?
Yes, only yoga mat. A yoga mat is only because it's a non-slip thing.
Okay.
So, and don't wear your socks. That's really important. Loose clothing. That's it.
Why not socks?
Because socks, non-slip you can wear it, but socks can be slippery and dangerous.
Okay.
So never wear.
Nothing about circulation or anything?
No.
It's
just because of there are chances you might fall. So better not to have any socks. And it's good to have connection with Mother Earth. It's very important. Connecting with grounding, having roots to Earth. And more we are grounded, more we are connected, more we are strong. Have you noticed when you have something serious, or somebody has to tell you, they say, sit down, isn't it? Okay. So why? Because we are near floor, we are grounded. When we are standing, our head is all over. So it's good. And that person might get injured, hurt, if they hear. So more we are, when we go away from this world, we are on the ground, isn't it? So we are connected to ground.
I'll ask you a funny question. Why is yoga pants called yoga pants?
Yeah, what?
Why is yoga pants called yoga pants? What's the connection? Or just somebody used the branding or something?
I know.
You don't know? No.
No,
I need
no
to
comment.
I need to research this. Why is yoga pants called yoga pants? Yeah.
No comment. I would say is in olden days, there was no yoga pants or not that fancy stuff in the olden days. They were because, again, one interesting thing is back home in India, yogis were doing yoga and they were wearing only langoti. Langoti is like a thong style, isn't it?
Yeah. But do you recommend, I mean, we are not 5,000 years ago away. We are this age. So you recommend anybody starting yoga to wear yoga pants while doing it, or it just...
No, really loose clothing. That's it. Loose clothing, cotton if possible.
Okay.
Loose clothing, and that's the best way. And so that you can stretch. And that's no fancy things. So you don't spend any money. You don't have to. As long as the clothes are comfortable to you, you don't have to worry about that. And you don't even have to worry about the water, because water is not supposed to be drank. Only a sip if you really need, not water. Just keep it aside. You have to have afterwards. No equipment.
Okay. Now, I'm thinking.
Only a yoga mat if you can.
When you said free clothing means
loose clothing.
Loose clothing. Yeah. I'm thinking. I read this article. The Indian astronaut Rakesh Sharma. He was doing yoga in space.
Imagine.
To negate the effect of microgravity, and in his spacesuit.
But he has to. Yeah. But he must have practiced.
Yeah.
But space suits looks bulky, but they must be loose.
Okay.
They look bulky though, but maybe because there is no gravity there, So maybe it must be more harder for him to do it. It's like doing yoga, which we have the classes here is aerial yoga. They try to do it here. Aerial yoga.
Aerial yoga.
Yeah,
What is that?
they are hanged with that strings and all that, and then they do yoga. So
do they do it in Glasgow?
Yeah.
Oh.
There are a few actually centers.
It must be
here.
hard, no?
Initially, people feel a little bit awkward, and then they like it because they are not having the weight.
These are improvised version of yoga.
Yes.
Newer version of yoga.
Yes. So I think that's the important bit. So can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When do you want to start a yoga?
After the podcast. Regarding the loose clothing, I know that a lot of people climb Mount Everest. Yeah. And they have bulky jackets and parkas and heavy boots, and they practice breathing exercises before climbing the mountain to increase the lung capacity.
Yes, I'll show you one which is very, very good for lungs and increasing the lung capacity, especially after long COVID. Lots of people were actually affected by that for their chest issues, for their breathing issues, for asthma. So this is actually given a recommendations even by the chest medicine doctors. So which is a wonderful, it's called Bhastrika. And how we can do that is, if you want to join in, so you sit, you can even you can do with mudras are also important.
Okay.
This connects with us actually. With our, like this one is for knowledge and concentration. So with index finger and thumb. And this one is for calming ring finger and thumb. If you want to be calm, connected.
Okay.
It's Earth Mudra, okay? So if you are doing this one, and then what we are going to do is tall spine, sit, you have to sit properly.
Okay.
Away from your chair.
Okay.
Away, yes. Okay, so your spine is erect, sitting on your sitting bones. Shoulders roll forward, upwards and backwards. So chest wide, shoulders relaxed, chin slightly in. And now, not using your stomach, that's important. So only breathing through your nose and out through, pump your lungs and out through your nose. Okay, actively breathing through your nose, pump your lungs out through your nose. And this is really powerful. Starting now, like this, I'll show you first, like this.
It's quite hard. I know
Very
this
hard
one.
because it's really good workout for your lungs. And same time you are really tightening your core. And core is, when your core is good, your back is good. So it's really, really powerful. It will expand your lung capacity, which you have lost it. It's very good for walking, jogging, running. When you are walking on the steps, you start bending.
I would definitely recommend this to the smokers.
Yes. So it's really, really, it's called Bhastrika. I think it's very important. For everything, there are so many pranayams. It's like for, if you want to be really good for your energy, you can do Kapalbhati, which is wonderful again. And you can do for your peace of mind. If you want to keep your mind peace, you can keep your hand there, eyes softly closed. And we can do 3 breaths. Deep breaths. Your mind will be cleared, restful. And then other side.
Okay. And what does that do for you?
It will clear your head. You'll feel calm and restful.
Okay.
Deep breaths, 3 deep breaths.
Do you have to close your eyes for this?
Closing is you're not getting distracted.
Okay.
So all these things, senses, uses energy. So less energy we use, the better it is. Eyes, speaking, hearing, all these senses uses energy. So that's why not on top of that, not getting any distractions. And that's very important to close your eyes. And once you know how to do it, you can be more inward rather than outward. Because everything we are looking for, happiness is outside, but everything is within us. How we feel within ourselves, that's more important.
Which is the hardest asana and which is the easiest asana to do?
I would say it depends on a person, which is hard for them.
As a normal fit person. For a normal fit person, average person.
Okay, for normal, I think easy will be just stretching, and which is so important. Every day you can do it. While brushing your teeth, you can do it. And it's set for the day. 5 minutes of pranayam, meditation, 5 minutes of stretching, and 5 minutes of breathing.
Just 15 minutes.
15 minutes. You're
Okay.
set for the day.
Okay.
And when you have a time or weekends or when you can go to the class, you can attend a 1 hour class or 1.5 hours class.
Yeah, but which
So it's a maintenance very good for every day.
but which asana is the toughest to do?
Easiest will be Tadasana, which you can stretch the whole body, like
Okay.
stretching. On your toes, you can go and stretch.
Every animal does that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stretching is so important because
when you
it's
see a dog, the first thing he does when he wakes up is stretches.
Yes,
Yeah.
very important. Stretching your body is very important. It's again a very good asana, simple asana you can do in the morning when you wake up. Look at the mirror,
For
smile it off.
English viewers, asana means the actual
means
position.
yeah,
the
posture.
Postures.
Yes. So what you do is when you stretch, first of all, you interlace your fingers.
Yeah.
Okay, and then start stretching from your waist upwards, like this,
Just like that.
so that you're stretching and lengthening every bit of your fold in your body, and then going on your toes, raising your heels up. So it includes your balance also. It works in your ankles. It works. You're strengthening your legs, and it's strengthening not only outside of your all the muscles. What happens after the age of 30 are actually the thing is the muscle length starts shortening, and that's what we want to prevent. You have noticed as we grow older, our height gets less. So this is the reason.
A lot of people have told me that. Yeah,
Yes.
especially with the spine getting crushed and
Yes,
yeah, people get shorter.
because of poor posture. Half of everything is in our spine. If we are not looking after our spine, we'll have lots of issues in our body. So, and yoga does wonderfully for that, looking after our spine and looking after organs, looking after our flexibility. So stretching is the best in the morning. And the hardest, I would say, is for I would say is camel, or I would say it will be crab. These asanas can be quite tough, challenging. Yes.
Okay, I'll aim.
And headstand
Oh,
and shoulder stand.
ooh. Can you do a headstand?
I used to do when I was
Yeah.
little, but we are not supposed to do after certain age.
Yeah.
Especially
What's
headstand.
What's the cutoff limit?
It should not be after 40, 50 maximum. If you have been doing all the time, all your life, 50. But if you have just started, don't do it after 50.
No headstand, no handstand.
Handstand are still as not bad, but still not recommended. Again, everything has a contraindication. Like lots of asanas have contraindication you're not supposed to do. If you have issues with your heart, high blood pressure, or glaucoma or eye issues, you're not supposed to keep your head below your heart. You're not supposed to hold your breath.
Okay.
These things are very important. But there are loads of benefits from each asana. The best asana for your lower back is Cobra, which you can practice. If you have anybody here listening today, they can find out how Cobra is done. It's wonderful for Cobra. But if you have, if you want just one simple asana for the whole back, I would say is cow and cat. Cow and cat is wonderful asana.
For last 40-50 minutes, I've seen you have named various postures, either related to various animals or nature. So that's the way all the postures are named, is it? Okay.
Yes.
Like butterfly.
Yes.
Okay.
All them. They are mostly there.
So yoga is more related to nature, I guess.
Yes, it's
Okay.
it's really, really very, very, I would say, respects the nature. Without nature, we can't be here. And that's the reality of life. And that's very important. That's why it's really good for climate change. So we have less footprints when we are relying on all those things, respecting the nature because we are part of nature. Then we'll not misuse these natures, cutting trees, going on flights for no reason. All these little things matter in life. And try to do things like walking is best. And when we are having lots of energy, lot of power, lot of health, we can go and do things.
Right.
Isn't it? Rather using transport and all these things, and it's cheap, free.
Right.
So
Normally, I think yoga, young generation are not really attracted quickly enough. In your case, it was different. But normally only people after 35, 40s, then they are more inclined to yoga. Otherwise, I don't think. Do you think so?
I don't think so.
No?
Now the trend is changing.
Okay.
Yes. It's changing.
Even more younger people are joining
Because
in yoga.
now what is happening, why yoga is, you think that way and there is a perception of it, because then they start feeling it, that age, that why they haven't done it when they were young.
Okay.
This is the thing. So yoga is such a thing which they can, because yoga can be done at any age, any shape, any size. And that's the important thing. So that's why
Never too late.
never too late.
Okay.
Yoga is such a thing. So that's why they start doing that, and then they start doing other activities that gives them a strength to do other things.
I know India is where yoga was invented, and most of the people doing yoga are from India, or most of the yoga practicing people are from India. But out of India, which is the next big country where yoga is practiced quite a lot? Out of
America.
India? America. Okay.
Yes. Beautifully. So much.
In
many.
In Europe?
Europe also.
Which
Germany.
country? Germany.
Is a lot.
Wow.
I had in this country, my first teacher was from Germany. And I was amazed to see her. I was so happy to see her.
A lot of Italians do yoga.
Yes,
also.
yeah, I think they are very, and even like Eastern Bloc is doing quite a lot.
Yeah.
I have loads of all kind of people in my classes from everywhere. So as yoga is popular, it's not because it's not becoming popular itself, because it really produces the results. And it really does good to you, not only physically, mentally, and spirituality too.
Do you think Bangladeshi people and Pakistani community also do yoga quite a lot, or no?
I think it depends. I have both kind of people in my time. One lot will definitely do. I have taught lots of people from ladies and men from Pakistan and Bangladesh, but some group will not practice. They
Why is
think
that?
it's, I have no idea, but they don't practice.
Okay.
They think it's not in their...
I think maybe because of spirituality side of things.
Although nothing to do with actually, yoga is not a religion. Yes, it has come from India. It's more of a discipline.
Okay.
So people forget that just because it has come from India, and because you're doing sun salutation, you're not doing sun salutation.
So there is a misconcept.
Yes.
Misconcept. Okay.
Yes.
So it's
which
nothing
is
to do with
unfortunate, and these are the communities who will get help, and it's
yes,
good.
yeah.
But they are only minority.
Okay.
So I'm not worried, and hopefully they'll come round. So majority of people are really doing it. So it's wonderful.
Thank you, Manjulika ji. Thanks for coming in and giving us loads of knowledge about yoga. I personally feel I've gained lots of knowledge with this podcast. I didn't know zero about yoga. But I ended up learning lots of things, and definitely you have pulled me into probably going for the session soon with you and practicing this yoga. And in this session we learned about so many things. We talked about astronauts, dog yoga, the yoga connection with the nature, and thanks for giving us so much knowledge. Please stay tuned, subscribe to our channel. If you subscribe to our channel, follow our channel, share our channel, then we'll be able to get more and more guests, and our quality will increase more and more. This is a small hamper for you for coming in. And,
That's amazing.
This is the beginning of first podcast. I hope to see you again.
Thank you so much.
We'll give more knowledge about yoga to our audience in the podcast.
Thank you so much.
See you next time.
Thank you.